Let's go! I have purged 1,000,000 heretics, crushed the forces of chaos, and oiled the machines of the metaphysical with their blood. And I have sacked dozens of planets. Also, I can have the power to be here and extend my connection to the Nexus.
That's a lot just to play as Bomberman, don't you think?
Silence, Scarlet! Your dimension's physics work different from mine.
And after this, we're going to the beach. To all of you just tuning in now, I hope you're having a good summer.
But for now, it's game time. Get those dice ready.
Alright, everything is right here. Now, let me set the scene. It's in the thick of World War IV.
Wait a second. How many world wars did you have?
At least 3 or 4 that we know of. There is a Great Blockade orbiting around Earth, and a massive orchestrated raid is being prepared on all of those ships in that space fleet. Each team of super soldiers will be designated one ship to completely purge and cleanse. Whether the ship remains intact or not doesn't matter. All that matters is defeating the crew and breaking the blockade.
Standard purge mission. I like it.
Right now, you are at home base in Antarctica. If you need to do anything to prepare, in character or out of character, now is the time.
I got my power armor, I get my bombs, I'm all ready to go. Let's murder some idiots.
Before we leave, Helen Swanson will attempt to hack enemy intelligence to see if there are any clues as to what we can expect on the ship.
Because you're trying to crack into the very center of the enemy intelligence, their encryption is top-notch. I'll give it a difficulty of 30.
At 5D, I don't think I can hit that without any other modifiers.
5 times 6 is 30. It's basic math.
But I still have a couple tricks up my sleeve. First, I will use my one PowerPoint for the plus 3D. Second, I'm sure I can use my cybernetics to interface with the computers and internet. And since all the super soldier dice start at 1D, I can add that as well. Which shouldn't be asking too much of someone with a mind attack of 5D.
Alright, that's 9D to hit 30.
And is there any chance I can convince an assistant to double check my handiwork?
Roll a raw mind attack for that.
5D coming right up. 17.
A 17's enough to get you somewhere decent. Not mind-blowing, but not pathetic either.
Good. With that asset, can we say that's another plus 1D to my hacking?
Only for this attempt, so you're up to 10D right now. Roll when you're ready.
Well, here goes nothing. 19 with 6D, so I got 4D more to make 11. 3, 3, 3, 4. That's 13. That 13 is barely enough to meet the 11 I had left.
Alright, you beat the score by just a sliver.
Good.
A win is a win, so give us the juicy deets, Commander.
Okay, first off you see all the formations and patterns of the ships in the blockade. You even see some vulnerable holes in it too. Right now, they don't have the firepower to breach Earth's defenses and are really hoping that we, the defenders, don't find that out.
But we got to see the cards in their hands. Excellent. Very good.
Your target in particular is a destroyer with a crew of 300.
That's what I was looking for.
Outnumbered 100 to 1, huh? Hardly a fair fight.
Commander's lowballing it for you guys because this is your first real mission. Nobody expects you to be on Hero Team's level. But Helen is definitely going to get some kudos for the outstanding hacker work.
I write a cute little letter to my family, say goodbye to the crewmates, and then I'm off to join Monarch Team and getting ready to launch into orbit.
My character joins you last. The team leader is caught up in a lot of paperwork from higher up in command. Plus, he plans on staying back so he can be available to help either of you if any of you get into trouble.
Coward.
Oh, I like having backup on standby. And it's good GM practice to not steal the thunder of the players.
Your point is well made. Let's go.
Right, so you're all kitted up in your power armor and you're all ready to go. Monarch Team to orbit!
Yes, this is my time. All my character can think about is how he is so ready for this.
A few minutes of silence through space, and then there's a loud clang as you make contact with the target destroyer.
Breaching time. Let's get in there and let's do this.
Give me an easy demolitions roll, please. That would be a target of 5.
All right, 3D coming up. 11. My character then announces to the team, setting charge. Clear!
And wham! It goes off without a hitch.
I go fourth. Let's go!
And that's perfect because we start combat and you have the highest initiative. First room you find has 3 engineers huddled together and 3 security guards scattered about.
My first action, I throw a grenade at the engineers. And I better make sure I pull the pin, get it ready, and toss it.
That's grenades! A body roll! Give me 3D, please!
With pleasure. 14.
The engineers were completely unprepared, so your grenade lands perfectly where it intended to. You blow them all up!
Yes, good.
But the grenade explosion triggers another explosive because whatever the engineers were working on was highly volatile.
Oh crap, I get back inside our drop pod and I shut the door.
It takes some work, but you eventually seal it together with the combined force of all 3 of Monarch Team.
I look to my other 2 compatriots and then I just say, well, anyone got any bright ideas?
I have a suggestion. We're expected to be in space, and this is ultra-future tech, so it's not hard to presume we have some kind of oxygen system in our power armor, correct?
Yeah, I think it's safe to presume you've got at least a basic system. High Command would not leave you without the tools to do your job.
Then here is the plan. We wait until the room depressurizes, all the oxygen and security guards getting sucked out into the vacuum of space. Then we lock down our oxygen systems and our power armor, and then we just waltz right through the empty room and then try to breach the next one.
That will spread vacuum with every room we penetrate. Just keep that in mind.
High Command doesn't care how you take the ship offline, just that it stops being part of the blockade. So you wait a couple minutes to let the oxygen from the room empty out, and before you know it, everything gets all lightweight.
0G, I presume?
That would be correct, because when you do go to explore the newly derelict room, you're all floating around.
Between my skills in swimming and gymnastics, I can probably handle 0G with reasonable grace.
Then roll body attack for me, please.
2D, let's go. 8.
You definitely have basic control in 0G. You're not completely helpless, but you're not pulling it off in style either. There are 3 doorways, and this room seems particularly empty. Where do you go now?
We're super soldiers. I suggest each one of us takes a different door. We divide and conquer.
Haven't you ever played a role-playing game before? They say never split the party.
Don't worry, I can handle that. But those numbers are looking pretty steep. 100 to 1 after all.
-3 or so, don't forget. I'm thinking the quickest, most effective way to win this mission is a catastrophic reactor fail. Hacker, how do we get there?
The hacker has a name, but I'll let it slide this time because it is our first mission. I don't think hacking the local net of this destroyer would be much harder than breaching the center of the intelligence agency, correct?
Correct? It's gonna be a 15 this time. Give me a roll, please.
Alright, 5D it is. 9.
You failed to breach the computer system in the net of the destroyer. You try a few combinations, but then it locks you out.
Curses! No win today. Fine, I guess we just have to go through this all physical.
You might want to hurry, though. Your oxygen supplies won't last you forever. You've probably got about, in character, 10 or 15 minutes.
Then maybe we should jury-rig a seal on the hole so we don't need our oxygen suits for that long.
None of us have the appropriate skills to do those kinds of repairs, so how can we attempt it?
Roll mind attack minus 1D.
Alright, let's see what happens. 8.
With a score like that, I'm afraid there's just nothing you can work with.
Then let's sprint this. Don't fall behind.
Copy that. Wait a minute, I thought I already cracked and hacked the system with the 30. Couldn't I have just downloaded a map back then?
You know what they say, hindsight is always 20/20.
Alright, fine. I'll just make it work.
I tell everyone to get back to the barns because I got a stupidly awesome idea.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be wild.
Enlighten me, what exactly is your idea?
I just read the stats on the rail rifles. They have insane penetration. So we'll use that, penetrate all the insides of the destroyers, and basically have it blow everything up that it touches. All the holes it'll create will also make a lot of oxygen leaking.
I suppose that would be a firearms check, but then again, I have to look up the rules for rail rifle.
That's gonna be overshadowed by my use of the super-powered PowerPoint, which is tied to my unique skill, putting forth a destiny point for this crazy maneuver.
Well, the roll is still going to matter, so give me that 3D anyway.
Alright, if you insist. 8.
That can't be good.
Okay, so after firing the rail rifle so many times that you use all of the ammo you brought for it, you definitely wrecked the ship a lot. Then, after you're done, you notice something weird. The room you're in starts to feel like it moves.
Oh boy, I think we got completely detached from the ship.
Looking out a window would definitely confirm that. You definitely hurt the destroyer though, but the job's not done.
How do you hurt a destroyer? It's not a living, feeling thing.
It's an expression, okay?
Looks like we have to do the whole breaching process. Again, without a pod.
Well, physics tells me that if you just kick off the side of the exterior, opposite of where we want to go, we will push ourselves towards the way we want to go. Something about force having an equal opposite force.
Because physics! Everyone roll body attack!
4.
4. Wait, I forgot one. It's an 8.
Whoops! Drop the die. 10.
Oh no, I'm gonna be stuck in space, aren't I? I use my power armor to help augment my failing strength to give me another 1D. 1.
Your power armor was designed more for digital combat, not physical, so it's just barely enough to get you where you want to go, but you really feel it straining and failing when you do arrive.
At least I'm not dead, so that's good enough.
Everyone else does well enough, though, especially with the power armor.
Alright, take 2. Breaching. 15.
You punch another hole, and just like that, you're back in business. But you don't have unlimited explosives, so you can't keep doing this. You've got at most one more try.
Not counting the one I just spent, correct?
Correct. I just realized we abandoned our pod and we're clearly going to destroy the destroyer, so let's hope we can find a couple escape pods, or else we're gonna be short on options for an exit plan. Once you actually do get inside, you'll find that there's a whole team of armored enemies just waiting to destroy you. This particular room has lots and lots of pipes with varying colors.
Can I do a chemistry check to see if I can identify what any of those pipes mean?
Go for it. That's a mind attack roll.
Alright, 3D. 8. And let me do a palpy with my own cybernetics to see if I can access some computer implant to help me with an extra 1D roll. 6, so 14.
The internet access chip in your brain isn't working, but there is still a cache database you can use. Basically, these pipes are for various different elements, and specifically the one you see is for oxygen. Those clues tell you should be in the life support area.
Perfect! Let's eviscerate this room and get the hell out of here!
No shooting until we're inside the ship, my character lets you all know. Or else the physics will push us away towards the blackness of space.
No shooting until we're inside. Got it.
I can still hold on with one hand and use the other hand to flashbang through the door.
That's pretty clever. Roll grenades, please.
On it. 10.
They're not fully flashbang, but that's enough to get them so that they're less prepared and definitely gives you enough time to go in.
Then I go in and start shooting at the bad guys with a regular firearm.
Okay, roll that now.
Working on it. 9.
No hits, but you definitely keep them busy.
Everyone inside, go, go, go.
And I think it's my character's turn to do something, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Lieutenant Alan Burke gets inspired by the idea that Bomberman had and decides to try and use it in a slightly more narrow context. Specifically, instead of trying to shred the entire destroyer, all the rails go to shredding this one particular room. He gives the order to look for the escape pods because it's gonna be time to exit. Because of the narrower targeting, and because of all the good visual lines of sight, it should be a lot easier to pull this off. Don't even need a PowerPoint. But I do have my unique skill to enhance the body roll. 4D spirit attack. 10. Spend 10 spirit vitality for a +2 on the body attack, so another 4D. Well, it won't matter if we finish anyway, but still. Wow, that was almost a crit!
A crit?
Yeah, that's what happens when you roll all 6s. I got 3 6s and a 5.
By all that is holy and magical, you probably are blessed.
With a 23 and being so close to a crit, this definitely annihilates the life support and completely ruptures any hope of having the oxygen across the whole destroyer.
It'll take more than duct tape and banging with a wrench to fix that.
That means the objective's complete. Now we just gotta exit.
And even if we die, at least we have still won.
Though I'd very much rather live to win 100 more times.
So my character is going to intuit it. Kind of like use the force. Spirit roll.
Man, you're getting all the good rolls.
That's not entirely true. Palby had a very good roll at the very beginning.
And also a good wit. Play smarter.
But given the familiarity of general military design because of tactics and being the leader, I think a 15 is enough to at least have a general sense of the ship's layout.
Then let's go and exit and be done with this.
As Monarch Team makes their way to the nearest escape pods, they find a whole pandemonium going on. Given the inevitable depletion of oxygen, it's understandable the whole crew would be in a complete panic.
So then I guess we have to fight for those escape pods.
Correct. You find 3 pods, but
get my back up against the wall and I start shooting at the 5 with as many actions as I could take. I know the drill, so I'm rolling for it. Let me add the power armor one to that as well. Or maybe the genetics. Yeah, let's go genetics. We haven't used that one yet. 14.
You definitely keep them busy, that's for sure, and you hit one or two as well.
Great. Rolling for damage. 12.
You heard him? You cause an air rupture in the suit? That guy's not gonna last long.
My turn. I thrust myself towards the pods and give a dramatic kick to anyone that's still there. My goal is to secure at least one of the pods for myself, so if I can get into position, I'll help cover for the rest of my team to get into their own pods. I don't have any particular hand-to-hand combat skill, but my genetics can offset that, so raw body attack. 9.
Rolling opposed. 10. You just barely get thwarted.
No.
But fear not, for it is my turn and you're definitely keeping them busy. With Bomberman hurting 2 or 3 and Helen taking out the 4th, my guy has one final troop to deal with, and then he too can go to a pod. I don't believe I used any of my super soldier stats, so I'm gonna use all 3 of them for this. Multi-action, semi-auto, picking off each one, shot by shot by shot, pow, pow, pow. That's a lot more difficult, so I'm definitely going to need the extra D. 12. And let me spend my own PowerPoint. Plus 9. A 21 would definitely cut it. So with the immediate 5, either hurt or dead, my guy orders the rest of you two to get into your pods. I almost forgot to roll for damage. 14. 2 dead, 3 hurt. And now it's bad guy's turn. They all concentrate on Helen because she's the one closest to the escape pod. Rolling for their firearm skill. And they almost crit too. That's a 17.
Ouch, that's gonna leave a mark.
Rolling for damage. 15.
But I have armor. Standard power armor is 2D against regular conventional ballistics. 6.
So that's a net total of 9 damage for each of the shots. And then more bad guys come in through one of the doors, but they cannot act this turn. Back to player's turn.
I leap forth to shove Helen into the pod and end my turn with entering my own pod. This time I'll use my own power armor. 15.
15 is just enough to give you that one extra action to make it work.
Yes, we're going home.
My guy is left, and his priority is to make sure Helen goes back alive. I'm just not sure if I'm going to have enough time this turn. So use the last ounce of my inner strength to see if I can. 13. I think that could give me another plus 1D, plus my own genetics and power armor to make it through. 20! All assets put together, and he can just barely make it all work, going at a breakneck speed. Just as all 3 of us are in our pods, the bad guys get one last chance to shoot at us before we're out of there. 12. That's definitely gonna hit one of us. Rolling for damage. 10.
I'll take it. Let me roll my 2D armor. 7.
So 3 times, let's say, 3 bad guys is 9, so you're down to 18 body vitality.
That stung, but I'm good to go. Let's get out of here.
The 3 pods seal shut and launch us towards the Earth. Cue the epic music as we all go through the atmosphere in dramatic, flaming fashion.
And that's not supposed to kill us.
Re-entry physics. It always gets fiery, but our metal is designed specifically to handle it. A quick ping on friendly channels to identify which specific pods we're in, and we can just enjoy the show. It's a good view, too, seeing the other pods bailing out of the destroyer we were on just a couple minutes ago.
Mission accomplished! Total victory! That's the way I like it!
So I guess now we jump to the after-action report and the debrief.
Exactly. You're all make it home safe and sound. Bomberman just needs a little bandage, but Helen's gonna be pretty hurt for a while.
She winces and whines when she gets the medical treatment, but deep down she's not too worried about it.
Command is very satisfied. We dealt with the destroyer, the 3 of us got back okay, everything went well. And all the characters will be getting their appropriate rewards, but one mission doesn't make you a hero.
It's a good start, at least.
Next time, we're going to be focused less as a team and more on each of the characters as individual people. So each of our turns will be a lot more focused.
That was awesome. I can't wait till next time.
Next time? There's no telling when or if that will be.
Well, you know, it's whenever I feel like it. You can help make me feel like it by giving a lot of support and encouragement, like comments and sharing with your friends.
You would be unnatural.
But for now, that's all. See you later!
Hey, Scarlet, I still have a lot of power left over in my Nexus connection. So once you're done with the audio recording equipment, maybe we could just hang out and play other games just for fun. We'll go get a drink and maybe have a slumber party.
That is an awesome idea, most capital. I will be joining this slumber party with the 3 of you, but unfortunately our viewers will not have the privilege of joining us for that.
That's fine. I'm just glad to have my besties. To everyone else, goodbye now.
Goodbye, audience.
Goodbye, audience.